I hope that B-Lord is okay, by the way, with us switching over. I know B-Lord was about to start versus Master, and it would make sense for us to follow him, but like there are just so many good series, and it is a little bit messy for us to jump around. I fully understand that, but I feel like we need to be here. This needs to be casted in English, because here we are in our next series of the day, our second series of the day, and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Blackburn LE, we have the Brazilian Zerg player, one of the best Zerg players in all of Latino America, representing Team The Bad. It is the ZergLord. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the Mexican Terran player representing Team Alpha X. It is Sinner. Sinner had an amazing run in Qualifier number 1, and he's also on top of the NA ladder. I believe he's 6.3k at the moment. I believe he's top 5, I think, on the NA ladder. So Sinner has been insane recently. One of the best Terrans in the entire region. Meanwhile, if you recall, the ZergLord got taken out by Tavo yesterday. Oh yeah, 2 days ago, I should say. Tavo was able to take down the mighty ZergLord in his run. So, I mentioned this before. Honestly, the ZergLord and Sinner are both deserving to be in the main events, or in the closed qualifiers at least. Which one will move on is the big question. I'm shocked that we're on Blackburn, by the way. How did this make it through the vetoes in the best of 3? Even though the ZergLord is up 1-0, like, I need to give the advantage to Sinner here. Like, oh my god, like, bio tank pushes, which Sinner is amazing at, they work so well on Blackburn. Meanwhile, the ZergLord can be a very aggressive Zerg player, and if he goes roaches, he can also find some success there. We'll see, we'll see. I'm just shocked that we're on Blackburn. It's crazy. Oh god. Alright, here we go. We'll see how we go here. So far, all the openers are pretty standard. 1, 1, 1. Across the map, we got the Reaper. It's just chipping away at a couple of Lings. Gonna be able to focus on a drone here or there. Oh my, oh, the delay! The depot block. Oh my god, it's disgusting. Oh, yo, he wants to bait it out. He wants it. Oh. And he will not get it. As the third is thrown down, the Reaper was just a little bit too late, but that was a very nice delay on the third base of the ZergLord. Oh my god. And of course I am a Zerg player, so again, like, part of me does want the ZergLord to advance on, but even if he does, I want it to go to the ace match. I want Sinner to really show off here, because we weren't able to cast Sinner in Qualifier number 1, and I know how good he is. As Reaper does dive in, just checking behind the base, and I love the way he did this. I love the way he did that, just because in case there was hidden tech behind the main base, specifically a Roach Warren, or maybe even a Bailey Nest. So with that, Sinner, you know, he confirms that there's nothing in the main at least. Maybe there was something at the natural, but yeah, with that, he is forced back, and we have a pretty normal opener. We have a third CC on the way, and we should be seeing some Banshees. As Cloak is being researched. Again, nothing too crazy coming out from Sinner. So far, so good. Obviously, the ZergLord hasn't scattered yet, but there we go. Overlord does dip in, and he sees everything. Sees the 1-1-1, sees the third CC. He is well aware that Banshees are coming out, and we should be seeing some spores as a response. Oh boy. As so far we just have some drones. I mean, again, I'm just waiting for the Zerg Troll and what he does with his lair, or his lair timing in general. Unfortunately, we didn't see the gold base taken. Feels bad, man. Solid feels bad on that one. As the lair is on the way, I'm sure the gold is going to come into play at some point. Fingers crossed. Man, we're on Blackburn, you know? Like, what are you gonna do? Not take the gold? Shaking my head. As the rest of the gases are being taken, all 4 of them, by the way. Obviously, he has to catch up and at least get Bailing's speed on the way. But especially because we don't see any Evo chambers at the moment, like, this should be for a Spire. Should. We'll see. As the Hellions are still trying to find a way, and oh my god, I was not expecting this at all. Sinner, did you, I mean, Neo, did you just, like, jump in and take control of Sinner? Because this madman is throwing down factories. Oh my god. Not like this. Not like this. We have a Hellion Banshee coming out here for Sinner for the time being. More factories are on the way for his mech style. Oh, we actually don't have detection right now because of the delayed lair, and these Banshees are just going to town. Jesus Christ. Meanwhile, we do have an Overseer finishing up, and it should be on the way relatively soon, but the Queens are falling one after the other. The Micro is pretty good as well from Sinner, cleaning up all of these Lings. Oh my god, there's not enough energy for Transfuse. Jesus Christ, and the Hellions, they just force their way through the army into the mineral line. And just like that, the drones are being roasted. The Queens are finally enough to push away the Banshees due to the detection, but 11 drones went down. Jesus Christ. We see a scan in the main and in the natural, confirming that there is no Spire, but what there is a Roach Warren, and it's researching. Sinner sees everything, and with that added information, he's switching into Cyclones. Into this Ferrari mech style. Hellion Cyclones can do very well, quite well indeed, against Roaches. I was talking about this earlier, right? A map like this, it kind of leans towards like these strong biotank pushes, and for a Zerg player, it leans towards Roach Ravager, and that's exactly what we're seeing here and now from the ZergLord. Again, it doesn't take a lot of creep to get across the map and to get that highway going, and then Roach Ravager can just force its way through, like we just saw from the Hellions, into the natural. So Sinner has to respect this. Like, he was able to clear a lot of creep earlier, but right now, like, it's kind of going uninterrupted through the center of the map. You gotta be careful, buddy. Speaking of being careful, the army rotates around. It is spotted by this Overlord, so the ZergLord can respond with his own Roaches and Lings. Gonna be trying to set up a surround on the Cyclones. I love this. Oh, never mind. I thought it was a surround. He is just counterattacking. What do we have here at the third base? We have a Cyclone and a Hellion. I think it's gonna be okay. There's even a couple of Marines hidden as well. There we go, Solid Sim City. Beautiful. Ling run by does nothing. Some lost mining time. Not ideal. Not ideal whatsoever. They do go back to work. And the ZergLord's gonna pull the trigger soon. 1-1 just finished, and I thought he was gonna hit a 1-1 timing, to be honest, but I think he was delayed, especially because of all those drones going down earlier. The Banshees do spot the Queens. Oh, that highway, it's going. Already halfway across the map. And now in comes the Roach Ravager. The army of the Terran does get spotted, but the ZergLord doesn't care. He's like, yo, you're on the other side of the rocks? Good, because I'm in your natural, or I'm at your third. Boys are forced off the line. Sinner, he's desperately, he's just out of position right now. We have a Liberator, but it's gonna be focused out by the Biles. Ay, ay, ay. And just like that, I mean, at least Sinner isn't losing any workers, but he's really struggling to deal with the Roaches and the Ravagers. Now that the third base has been dealt with, he's going to be pushing into the main. Would you have a couple attacks, but he's unsieged? Bobby, please! Oh god, he's sieging up now, but it's a little bit too late. The Liberator does get focused down. More Biles do land, but there were not enough here. The tanks just barely hold on. Jesus Christ, Sinner. God damn. Meanwhile, no, the workers! Run away! The SCVs are trying desperately to survive, but the Roaches are coming in from both sides. Oh, they have to turn around. They have to fight. Oh, 8 SCVs go down. Honestly, acceptable, right? We're okay. Like, look at the worker counts. The ZergLord is only ahead by 3 drones. It's not bad. could have been a lot worse. I feel like there was probably an opportunity there for the TheZergLord to actually break into the natural base and actually connect those biles on those tanks. Unfortunately, they just weren't there, but in comes the follow-up push. Oh my god. We need a siege, Pap. We need a siege. The tanks are just being pushed back into the natural. They were just being rallied out of the production buildings, and the tanks are falling. Oh god, they're so bunched up. Oh, but it's just barely enough. And above all else, like, something that's just been the pure MVP of all of this is this Banshee. Like, nothing shoots up. This was a Roach Ravager push. There were no queens involved at all, so, like, the Banshees have just gone uncontested. It's crazy. Uh-oh, do we have Blue Flame? We do have Blue Flame. Oh my god, the mineral line! Go for it! Don't tease us like this, Sinner! Don't do it! Get in there! Oh my god, no! As 7 drones go down. Oh, that could have been a lot worse. Jesus Christ. As at least a couple more do manage to survive. Like, yo, when they all bunched up on a single mineral patch, like, Jesus Christ. That was not pretty. Speaking of not being pretty, interesting choice from the TheZergLord. He's actually switching into mutas, out of all things. Unfortunately for the TheZergLord, Sinner is already working on some Thors. Let me just quickly check. He didn't. Okay, never mind. He did. I was like, how does he know? How does he know? He did scan. He did see the Spire, so he's already getting ready for it. We have missile turrets on the way. We have Thors coming out. These mutas shouldn't be dealing too much at all as they sneak into the main base. Yo, the turrets aren't done yet! So the mutas are going to find some damage here. As they focus down to the missile turret, they dive on top of the SCVs as well. Thors are trying to keep up, but again, Thors, they're chunky, they're slow, they're a little bit awkward. Oh my god, they finally come in and, oh, the TheZergLord, please! Leaving all his mutas bunched up like that. Loses 4 in the process. Meanwhile, again, what's important is that because Sinner didn't lose his SCVs at this third base, and because it's been able to just, like, hold on and steadfast, right, against all these pushes, like, his economy is actually amazing. It's better than the TheZergLord right now, which is insane. Like, the TheZergLord does have the gold to, like, catch up a little bit, but as we can see, like, it's not as in favor of the TheZergLord as you would otherwise think. And once its gold base mines out, like, Sinner still has his own. So this is terrifying for the TheZergLord. Kind of like B-Lord, he needs these mutas to snowball a little bit, but Sinner's just on top of everything. Like, the sensor towers give him so much, like, knowledge about where the mutas are gonna be. He keeps up with the Thors. Another base gets taken. I feel like this is going to be the next target here for Sinner. Ooh, nice catch by the TheZergLord, able to take down all these Hellions. Feel slow zone, man. Oof. And like, I'm just waiting for the next step. Finally, an infestation pit is on the way because like Lingbane Roach Ravager, I feel like it can work. I guess against mech though. We'll see. We'll see if he can sell me on this. I mean, the tanks aren't siege; they aren't in position, so this base is, well, this location is a little bit vulnerable. As Lingbane is rolling on in, the tanks, they do siege up though. The Banelings do crash with the Hellbats. Oh. The CC survives. At the same time, the mutas are trying to find some damage. I believe they were able to take out a census tower up here towards the north. So now they can dip in again to hit this 4th base. Oh my god. I love this from Sinner. I do this a lot as a Zerg player as well. Like, mate, when you're playing this slow style and you know that there are mutas on the map, just get like 10 missile turrets. Like, why not? You know? Just go for it. Oh my god, and in comes the Lingbane. Oh, it does get pushed away by the tanks and the mutas. They just can't find a way in. This is not happening. It's beautiful, mate. It's beautiful. Really what we're missing is like a very similar thing here towards the south. And just like that, Sinner, he gets a 5th up and running. Still has the gold available to him whenever he needs it. The TheZergLord is trying to rotate up towards the north, and this is the correct choice. All these tanks, like, how are you gonna break this base? You're not. But this northern base, sure, there are a bunch of missile turrets, but there's not a lot here to deal with Ravagers. And Sinner has to make a choice here. Does he respond to the attack, or does... Oh my god, he forces the TheZergLord to respond instead! Wow, this base was so vulnerable, and the TheZergLord has to turn around. Okay, this is it. This is the fight of the game. How is this going to go here? The hatchery does go down. The creep is being cleaned up. It's gonna be so difficult for the TheZergLord to really respond now. I mean, sure, the tanks are on siege. Now is the best time as any. The Banelings are able to crash in. They do take down a lot of these Thors. But it's just not enough. I was like, what are the mutas doing during all this? Like, what the hell? they're just chilling at home. A bit of a smoker. 20 mutas. Oh my god. What is that, an apocalypse? Maybe? I don't know. Oh god. Interesting choice by the TheZergLord, by the way. He prioritized neural parasite instead of pathogen glands, so it will take a little bit for these infestors to gather energy, but they are set up to deal with Thors. Oh my god. Meanwhile, the mutas think it's a good idea to try and break the missile turrets. Had a bit of a hard time there. Bold move by the TheZergLord, expanding in the center of the map, where there's literally zero creep. Jesus. But maybe he can get away with it. Maybe. Yo, and where are the tanks? The tanks are here outside the gold base, so the Lingbane Roach Ravager army, they're gonna find a base. Oh, is it going to be in time, though? We do see a couple of Neurals on the Liberators? Question mark? Okay, the Liberators do siege up, covering the tanks and the Thors. Oh my god. That was interesting. Because it took so long for the Liberators to unsiege and resiege, they killed one Thor and I think one tank, and that's it. I don't know if that was worth it. It was a creative move. It was unexpected, but I don't know if it was effective. As we have a couple of infestors left to try and neural a couple of other units. Oh god, and the creep is just almost non-existent here. Like, the base is under threat. Liberator does go down to the Spore, and the TheZergLord is setting up a massive concave. Again, infestors, lings, ravagers. Where are the mutas? Yo, did the mutas just A-move into missile turrets? Is that what just happened? We missed it completely, but the mutas are all dead. Oh my god. F's in the chat. Did they? It wasn't here. The missile turrets don't have enough kills. Was it here? Maybe. Oh god. Meanwhile, the gold base is gonna go down. 10 workers alongside it. It's gonna be the last hurrah here for the TheZergLord. He's coming in with some Broodlord Infestor. And what are Liv's gonna do against this? Not much. Yeah, this is the correct response from the TheZergLord. He's gonna be able to break this contain. What do we need? We need Vikings, we need Thors, not so much tanks. Oh. And the TheZergLord, he doesn't just defend, he has enough to keep going across the map. Now is the time. This is the great thing about Zerg, right? You can tech switch like this. You can get ready and just go completely into Broodlords. And Sinner needs time to respond and get the ideal army up and running. So he needs to slow this down as much as he can. Oh, the Broodlords. Oh, God. Another tank falls. Oh, we need a little bit more. Vikings are coming in, but we see a fungal on top of the Liberators. Yo, the TheZergLord with the comeback. Sure, he lost a couple of bases. Sure, he lost all his mutas, but it was all for the Broodlords. +2, about to be +3. Thors are coming out, which is great and all, but is it too late? Even if the Thors walk down the ramp, mate, we have infestors ready to take control of them. Like, there's just no way. We don't even have that final engagement. No GG? No GG. The ZergLord takes the series 2-0. Wow. I was so surprised that Sinner decides to go mech on Blackburn, not gonna lie. Like, I feel like a lot of the strengths of Blackburn are like how aggressive you can be with Biotank, not gonna lie. Slowing the game down with mech like that, I'm not convinced. I'm really not. I feel like you're not. I feel like the map is working against you a little bit at that point because of what we just saw, right? Like, you have this slow mech army and it takes a long time to replenish that army as well. If you lose an engagement, as we saw, like, it doesn't take a long time for the Zerg player, or for your opponent, I should say, because this applies to all matchups, to counterattack and get to the heart of your bases, you know? Like, yeah. Questionable moves. As the ZergLord knocks down Sinner. Sinner, his run here is over. That was it. That was his final chance to make it to the closed qualifier. Feels bad, man. Feels bad.